My name is Mathis. I'm from Houston, Texas, but I've been out here for almost 20 years now. Well, not San Francisco, but California. I was living here in 2015 to like 2017, and you could not get housing. I mean, unless you knew someone or had some kind of end with the program, like because you knew the people who in the program, like personally. It wasn't. Now people are finding housing like that, like within a week to a month. I've heard of people getting housed up when they come out here, and I know it's true because I've seen it happen. So that's pretty cool, honestly. And in the Civic Center, there'd be like 5 or 6 dead bodies at freaking night over there whenever the Fetty first hit. And that's not like that anymore, There was fucking dead bodies everywhere. That's crazy. That's just not good, I don't know how many how many have died out here, but I was in Eureka most of the time since this Fetty hit, and I think there's almost 800 overdoses over there, and it's a much smaller town. It's a pretty small town. That's a lot, you know what I mean? That's a lot of people that died, so I'm sure it's a lot more. China is the one who came up with it, and they tried it out on some of their population and like ruined entire generations of families of people because it's not good for your brain. But that's what's happening right now. So everyone's memory's getting all fucked off. I got bronchitis, and they gave me codeine cough syrup, right? And I remember that the first time I ever did an opiate, and it was the codeine cough syrup, and I was bouncing off the walls and making forts and shit and jumping into them and exploding them and shit. And I was at my grandparents' house, and they told my doctor, "What in the hell was it that you gave my grandson?" And they said, "Oh, don't give him that again. He's probably at risk to be a opiate, for opiate addiction." And he telling the truth because a lot of people, I guess, they get sleepy and they're supposed to go to sleep, but some people get all like they want to go and do, sweep the floors and do the dishes and shit. I want to be a jeweler. I really like rocks, gems in particular. I'm really into making jewelry and metallurgy and soldering, and I'll do all of it. And I'm really passionate about it. It's what makes me want to get up in the morning and stuff. But I just kind of went through some. I was clean for almost 3 years, the longest I've ever been clean in my life, and I got put in jail for kidnapping my own kids, and my kids got taken from me, and I just let like depression and I just let it get the best of me, and I got, you know what I mean? And made some bad decisions that led me to where I'm at right now, but I'm a pretty strong-willed individual. I can come out of it. Depression is a motherfucker, and I miss my kids, and I'm not allowed to see them right now, so it kind of makes me not think about it a little bit, Everyone that I know that was on the streets they're not here no more, you know what I mean? So it must have got a lot of them, I imagine. And it's crazy because like people who have been doing this shit for decades, like you think that they'd have some kind of shield to it or something, but no. And then there's all these people here who just started doing fentanyl. They didn't have the heroin or OxyContin wave or any all that other shit that some of the older people who were addicts had gone through. Because we kind of went through the levels of, we went through the levels of opiate addiction where we had the OxyContins, and then they dried those up, and then everyone got on heroin, and then that dried up, and then they rolled out the fentanyl. And these people are just starting out doing fentanyl, which is crazy. I feel like they worked us all up to it, like people in their 30s and 40s, and these kids that are teenagers and young adults are just jumping right into that, and I don't know how they're still here. It blows my mind, honestly. It's just crazy. Stick to your goals and don't let like depression and just bad things happen to you make wrong decisions, because it can really throw you off track. Like I was doing so good, and I let this shit consume me a little bit for the past couple years, and it's not. If I could go back in time and not have done opiates ever, I would do that. It's because it really stole a lot of my life.